Hello!
Hello, everybody!
Are you all ready to make the decision on precision? Hey guys, what's up? This is Stu from Amped Airsoft. I'm a salesman and
Russian!
Tech. What?
Do it in Russian.
I don't wanna.
Do it in Russian now.
Ну ладно. Здравствуй, меня зовут Сту, я работаю в Amped Opor8durr. Я человек, который знает много вещей о русских униформах, и поэтому я хочу вам сказать о моем униформе. Тогда, second.
Now you're not fired.
Alright guys, I'm going to go over my standard Russian VDV infantry grunt kit that I had put together. I'm really excited about kind of getting a little bit of playtime with this, but I'm going to start off with the basic stuff to get a legit kit going. Starting off with the helmet, we have a replica 6B7 plane model helmet. It's considered a little bit old school for standard VDV infantry grunt forces. I didn't want to go with the 6B71M because I kind of like old school stuff, and since it's a replica, it's a little bit lighter and it's not as annoying to wear. Starting off with the headwear to get a little bit more into the protective side. I'm just running standard black ESSs with the smoke lens on them. I kind of prefer the smoke lens to the clear just because it helps a little bit more in sunlight because I play more field. Yeah, so right now my helmet's just got a classic floor cover on it. I kind of like mixing and matching the cover patterns a little bit. I think it kind of goes nicely with the digi pattern. Cover doesn't really do much except just protecting from dirt or scratching up the helmets. It's just a plastic replica. Other than that, it's just a pretty standard replica that you see. You can pick them up on most stores overseas, like Gray Shop or eBay for 70, 80 bucks. Pretty cheap, good alternative to getting a real ballistic one. Right now, I have a replica GSSH 01 headset, but basically they don't have any jacks or anything on the inside. All it is just active hearing protection, so it amplifies noise, and it just I mainly got it to complete the impression look, but it does actually provide pretty good active hearing. I haven't really got much of an opportunity to test these out yet, but I'm hoping to pretty soon. Moving down, we're going to go over my rig and my ruck. This is a standard configuration 6SH112 UMTBS, basically Russian equivalent of Molly vest. I got 4 2-cell AK pouches that fit 2 each. I got 10 mags plus 1 in the gun. I'm running one extra pouch on the side to run a speed loader or anything for emergencies, and then I got a makeshift factory cell pouch that comes with AKs when they're delivered out of Izmash. That I just use as a modified dump pouch. It's really comfy. I barely even notice it's there. It's a pretty good dump pouch, and I use it to store tape if I'm a medic or anything like that. Moving around to the back, we got just a standard loading ruck. It's a 3-day ruck meant for VDV. I don't remember the liter count on it, but I can fit a really large amount of stuff on this, and it has adjustable load-bearing straps, so you can fit mats, you can fit extra clothes, you can even fit hard ammo and stuff. It's actually pretty modular, and I barely even notice it's there because it's designed to be hooked in under the rig and under the armor, which is right where I'm going to start off next. The armor that I'm wearing currently is just a 6B23-1 Market, which means that it's a training replica used in boot camps or any training kind of exercise that BDV grunts wear. I figured it was the most comfortable version since it's light. It doesn't have any armor in it. Another really nice feature that I want to talk about a little bit is that standard feature for 6SH112s is that they have basically just a glorified fanny pack on the back. See 2 cells on the side. I usually use those to hold bottles of water, green gas, BBs, buddy mags. They make a great buddy mag. And then there's just a general utility pouch here that I use to keep if I have a face mesh for if I want to keep that in there, depending on what kind of situations I'm doing at ops or just kind of any accoutrements. As for comms, I got the standard Baofeng UV5R V2 Plus. It's a pretty nice radio. I trust it. Technically, it's not super kosher for VDV, but it's easily the most economical option. I wasn't really too crazy on comms choices. Plus, it's most compatible. It's just what everybody else in the shop runs, so I picked one up. I got my standard Izmash issue 6H5 bayonet that actually fits on E&L, so that's a pretty cool point of realism. It's pretty dull, but I mean, I can use it to cut things open. It's pretty much all you really need a knife for, and completes the look. I use it just in case like someone needs something actually cut, or in case there's any kind of emergency on the field where someone needs like clothing cut open, or somebody like hurt their leg. Always good to have a knife on you whenever you're at an op, just as something like as a utility. Down to the waist, we don't really have anything there. I just have my standard, basically VDV infantry like regulation, army regulation belts. A little bit more up for the regulation. They're not very strict on that actually. I just bought like a cheap $7 one off eBay. It has a Soviet buckle on it, hammer and sickle. I thought that was kind of funny. We're gonna go to the knee pads. These are actually all right for regulation. They're technically not the standard issue, but Hatch XTAK knee pads. I find them the most comfortable knee pads I've ever used because they don't slip or slide at all. I can't really do anything to them to get them to move. Plus, they don't really feel the straps riding on my legs. And I wear them crossed simply because I just feel like that stops them from getting any kind of traction whatsoever. Really nice. Moving down, I just have the, these are Bootex Cobra boots, I believe. These were a $45 pair of boots, and they've actually outlasted $80 and $90 pairs that I've bought here in America. I sent away for these. They're sage green. Technically, VDV Army regs are to get black, like jack boots or tropical boots. I wear these simply just because I wanted to slightly sacrifice regulation for comfort, because these are a little bit more comfortable in my opinion. They're very sheer and they're meant for hot weather, so they're great for field ops. I want to talk a little bit more about the actual replica that I use. This is an E&L first gen AK-74 MN. I can't tell you how much I love this thing. It's been nothing but an absolute workhorse. I've literally dropped it down the side of a mountain. That was at Operation Crucible 4, by the way, which was awesome. But I've put this thing to its paces. For the money that you put in for this thing, you definitely get every single penny you get out. I've had no problems with range. I've had the utmost in performance that I've expected from this thing. It's really comfortable. It goes really well with, you know, like Russian impression kits, because the finish is much more accurate than other models, I believe. Plus, you actually get like a rugged feel for all the parts, you know, that are going. Standard features for an AK. But for what I'm looking for, this absolutely did the trick, and I recommend it to anybody who's looking to get into like Rusfor kit. Sling, just a standard Soviet/Russian military issue sling. You can find them for dirt cheap, they're like $9. They're really rugged. They're 2 points. They're very sturdy, and they're not like the most comfortable thing I've ever worn, but they get the job done, and they're a little bit thinner, so they're a little bit easier to maneuver, and they're not as bulky as other slings and other systems. Like, I'm not really a fan of 3 points or 1 points. I use G&P 150 round MIDCAPs in Bakelite, orange, and plum Bakelite. I really like the mishy-mashy, like mixed colors look, if you can't already tell with the mixed Flora and Digiflora. But I usually run plums in daytime, and then at night doesn't really matter. But I really just kind of like the look. I kind of like to keep it a little bit more old school than the all black mag setups that I've seen before. And as for an alternate replica that I like to use, kind of changes things up, gets a little bit more fun of a playing experience, because I'm able to, you know, like have a little bit slightly different playing style. This is the LCT AS Vol. I really love using this gun because it's a lot lighter than like the standard AK, plus it's slightly more maneuverable, and you feel like there's less gun in your hand, which means it's a little bit more comfortable to kind of maneuver with, change corners with. I put a replica PSO1 on here. That's technically the wrong color, but I mean, it gets the job done. And actually, surprisingly, it's very accurate to where the gun's actually shooting. So I can actually use this as a DMR, because stock LCTS balls shoot around 390 with the 2. It shoots absolute laser beams. I'm extremely satisfied with how this thing shoots. I have 10 mags in a mix of plum and black, and I just have a standard Yugoslavian copy of a Russian 2-point sling that, I mean, gets the job done. I really like 2-point slings, so I'm really happy that the standard for Russian infantry is just a normal, just 1 point here, 1 point there. Very easy to use, very easy to get used to. Alright, now I just want to talk about a little bit more of a lightweight loadout I have. This is more of a VDV/VDD, like mountain division troops kind of thing. It's a really specific kit that I want to do, and it's my favorite kit to run because it's a little bit more spooky, a little bit more lightweight, more mobile. Can do more things with this than I can with the grunt kit. I'm using the LCT-AS valve for this, but it's easily interchangeable with an E&L AK or pretty much any kind of loadout you want to run. The 6SH 112 pouches can hold Val mags or AK mags, so it's really easy to change between the two. This camo pattern is called Mountain Flora. It's pretty specific to one region of the world. It's developed for mountain troops that are, deployed into the Caucasus or Afghanistan. It's designed to specifically match the sand patterns found in the mountains of the Caucasus. It's more of like a cold weather gear, so it's not super comfortable for summer games, but it's doable if you don't wear a lot of kit. Up top, I have it's called a chichenka, which is basically just like a little furry hat, just like a beanie in a specific camo pattern that's meant to match the Mountain Flora. I have a hood on the back that's actually waterproof. This entire suit is waterproof. It's two-piece with a top jacket and bottom pants. They're extremely comfortable. They're almost like pajama pants. They are kind of like a Russian equivalent of like waterproof Gore-Tex. They're ripstop and they're extremely breathable. Now I have these Splav. Splav is a Russian, I guess you could call it kind of like Dick's Sporting Goods, where they sell a lot of military/tactical equipment as well as outdoor gear. These are just hard knuckle gloves that I cut the fingers off because it's a little bit easier for me to manipulate the controls of a replica instead of full knuckle gloves. I do have full finger gloves for the wintertime, but these are still my gloves of choice. I also have the standard, it's called a Tilnyashka in VDV light blue. Whenever you see shirts like this, especially if you're trying to use like reference pictures, light blue is for paratroopers, green is for border units, red is for MVD or Spetsnaz, and dark blue is for like sailors or people aboard ships or people who would be usually like shore duty.
Children.
How polite are you, Stu?
Extremely.
Oh, hey! Didn't see you there.
Alright. Alright guys, this has been another installment of the Amped Opor8durr loadout videos. This has been Stu. I appreciate you guys watching and checking out my loadout. Stay tuned for a little bit more information on Milsim West raid on Rostov, which is going to be coming in the end of June to the East Coast. Thanks guys.